Hey, horse. Hey. Um, this is Patsy. I'm Grace, and that's Amberlyn Reed on my TV. Um, Basically, I'm just gonna start talking to my camera because I keep trying to film YouTube videos, and literally over the last 9 months, I've filmed several and never edited them because I'm lazy and just didn't feel like doing it. So I just decided that if I want to start making shit, I'm just gonna have to start doing it, and I'm literally gonna just start talking to my fucking camera or my computer, really. And yeah, I've always really loved the idea of starting a podcast and just literally just being me talking to a camera, very similar to Brittany Broski's The Broski Report, where she's literally just sitting by herself talking. And I like that kind of content. It makes me feel less alone, and I feel like maybe I could do that for somebody else. So, anyway, if you're one of my 8 current subscribers from my previous content from a literal year ago, hey, um, what's up? Long time no see. Um, Lots to catch up on. And I guess I'm really just gonna tell you about my life this episode. I don't know what I'm calling this. I don't know if I'm calling it anything. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know if I'm gonna do this every day as a video diary, because I do just be sitting in my room talking to myself, so maybe I could just film that instead. So let's see what happens. So I just got out of the shower, so apologies for, actually I'm not apologizing for my appearance because I'm a grown woman. I can do whatever I want, and I'm wearing my Buc-ee's t-shirt, so period. So let me tell you about me. My name's Grace. I'm originally from South Carolina. I say I'm from Greenville, South Carolina, but I'm really from Simpsonville, Piedmont, South Carolina, and Greenville's the closest city. And I currently live in New York City. I live in Queens, and yeah, I live with my cat Patsy. She made the big move with me. I moved here technically. I moved to Brooklyn last September for 2 months. I had a 2-month sublease, and I came up with 2 suitcases and Patsy Cline. And then I had a contract in Washington State where I worked on a train. We don't really need to talk about it. But yeah, I worked on a train, and then I went back home. I literally went, we finished the train show, and then on, wait, no, I'm not gonna start over. I'm not gonna start over. I felt like I was gonna start over because I keep fumbling my words, but I'm not going to. I am, however, gonna go get my drink. So let me pause. Hold on. Okay, my apologies. I'm back. I had a tickle on my throat. Um, I said I wasn't gonna do any cuts, but I didn't want you to see my ass when I walked up because I'm not wearing pants. So, it is what it is. I can manage to clip 2 clips together, so it's fine. But anyway, um, so we did. Oh, okay. I went and did my train contract, and that I literally landed back in Greenville from that for the holidays on 5 p.m. on Christmas Eve. And then I was in Greenville for a month, and I moved here February 1st. Patsy, the whole time I was in Washington, was staying at my friend's apartment here. So we were apart for 3 whole months. And now we're back together, reunited. It's mid-March. It's March 21st right now, so it's actually late March. So I've been here for almost 2 months. Still don't have a job. And severely unemployed, terminally. It's terminal at this point, and it is concerning, but we're living our life and we're making do. We're making do. So that's what's going on. Yeah, so I live here, and I am in a aspiring actor and singer and artist and whatever the fuck else I decide I want to do with my life. I have a lot of dreams, so I'm gonna chase them all, sort of thing. And yeah, that's what I'm here to do. That's why I moved to the city. I also have a ton of friends up here, so I also just like moved for the sake of community. And yeah, yeah, so I just like talking to myself, and I feel like I have a lot to say, and I do have a lot of people that I say a lot of stuff to because I never shut the fuck up. But sometimes when I'm sitting alone in my room, I'm like, wow, I could talk right now, and I don't really have anyone to talk to other than Passy, and she's a godsend. But I decided I'm gonna talk to a camera, and I've already said that, so I don't need to say it again. So we're just gonna move on. Yeah, let me tell you a little bit more about myself. Let me tell you my likes and my dislikes and my quirks. So, I'm a Libra. I was born October 12th, and I'm a Libra sun, Leo moon, Taurus rising. I don't really know what the moon and rising means. I just know that Libra is like, I'm apparently really like indecisive, which is true. And I don't really know actually like what else there is about a Libra, but I just know every time I tell somebody, oh, I'm a Libra, they're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And so is that's good or bad or neutral or both? That's fine. You know, it is who I am, so whatever. Um yeah, I'm a big reader, as you can tell. This is like not even all of my books. This is like a fraction of one of my bookcases. I have two, and then I also, on this other side of my TV, have like a big old stack of books that don't fit on my bookshelf. So my favorite book ever is Know My Name by Chanel Miller. It's the best book ever. I think you should read it. I think it should be required reading, especially in all colleges. If you don't know what it's about Chanel Miller, who is the woman that, well, it's her memoir, and it's about, she was the woman who was raped by Brock Turner at Stanford back in like 2015, and she was anonymous up until she released the memoir. And her writing is like, she was born to be a writer, and that book is so stunning and amazing, and I recommend it to everybody, so please read it. I like all kind of books though. I read a lot of nonfiction and memoirs, and that's probably like my most read genre is nonfiction, specifically memoirs, celebrity, and just anybody's. And then I also read a lot of God, I can't fucking talk. I also read a lot of romance books, thriller. I've like recently gotten into fantasy, just like general fiction. I like poetry, you know, all the good stuff. I love like a dystopian, like YA book, even though I'm a grown woman. And I'm currently reading Keeping 13, which is in the Boys of Tommen series, which is not a well written series, but I'm having a good time. You know, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes if I continue after this book. I also have a vinyl collection. You're actually sitting not far from it. This is my record player setup, and then back there are all my records. Maybe I'll show you them one day. Not today though. Gotta keep something to the imagination. But yeah, I love records. My collection's pretty small, but I really want to one day have like a huge vinyl collection. That's like my dream. And yeah, I graduated college in 2024. I got my BFA in acting, and it was a waste of time, but it wasn't really. It was, we don't have to talk about it because I don't want to endorse my school by any means, but I also don't want to like shit on them because I have a lot of people that I'm friends with who went to that school and really loved it, or currently go to that school and really love it, and you know, it just wasn't the best fit for me. But I went, and that's life. And I got a degree out of it. Um, is that degree helping me get a job? No, it's not. Did that degree put me in almost $50,000 worth of student debt? Yeah, yeah, it did. It really did. So, um, that sucks, but it's whatever. Um, what else can I say? Oh, I play Stardew Valley, and I go through phases because it's really like the only game I play, and so sometimes I just get really burnt out on it. But I've gotten back into it recently, which is so fun. I love when that happens, and I'm trying to like really stick to my current farm because I will do these things where like I try to complete it, or like I'll um yeah, is that's what it's called, right? Completion. Like I'll get completion for the game, and then I'll just be like done with it, and I'll try to do it like as soon as possible. So like I'll only do it within like 5 in-game years. But this farm I'm playing on right now, I'm really trying to like take my time with it and not rush it, and just do like one thing at a time, and like really focus on one thing instead of trying to do like all of the tasks for completion. I know you don't care about that, but I just wanted to tell you that information. So thank you for listening. Um what else? Oh, I love to craft. I love crafting, and I don't do as much of it as I should, but I love any kind of artsy stuff. That's my that's my creative hobby that I don't try to get money out of, because I'm trying to build a career doing something that's creative, like acting, music, which we're going to talk more about that soon. But since I'm trying to make that my career, I think it's so important, if you're a creative professionally, to also have a creative outlet that you don't try to make money off of. And mine is like any kind of crafting. So I like to sew, I like coloring and coloring books, I love needlepoint, I love pottery painting. I've been doing that a lot recently, going to, well, not a lot because I'm broke, but I've done it a couple times. I did it once with my friend Becca. She was up here visiting, shout out. And then I did it another time with two of my other friends in New York, at two different places, but we don't have to talk about that. But anyway, that's so fun. I love that. What else do I really like to do that's like creative? But those are like, I actually, so, okay, when I do pottery painting, like I went with Becca, and Becca is like an artist. Like that's what she wants to do for her career. All of my friends are literally like the most amazing, talented people, and they're all phenomenal at what they do, and they all do very different things. And Becca, she's like my childhood best friend from like kindergarten. And we we went to elementary school together. We were in first, second, third, and fourth grade in the same class. And then we went to middle school together. And then we did not go to the same high school. So we were best friends from like kindergarten through eighth grade. Long time. And she was just like, she's so cool. And she was always cooler than me. She was like popular, and I was like her weirdo sidekicky friend, which is fine. And we went to different high schools. We didn't necessarily fall out of touch. We never had like a falling out, but like sometimes life just gets crazy, and you just kind of go on different paths, and you don't even really ever talk about it. You're just like, "Oh, I'm I'm not really like besties with that person anymore all of a sudden." And that sucks. And that was kind of us in high school. We would talk every once in a while, hang out every once in a while, but we lived on opposite side of town. We didn't go to the same school. We didn't have a lot of the same friends anymore, and we just didn't really know each other anymore. Like I was really into theater, and I was like a geek about it, and she was into art, but she was like cool. And I just I just wasn't that. And so we didn't really talk much. The last time we had seen each other before she came up here was high school graduation. I went to her high school graduation party. And then she went to a school only like 3 hours away from where I went to school. And then throughout college, and since high school, we had like we hadn't even like talked on the phone. Um, but we would like send each other TikTok every once in a while, or like slide up on each other's Instagram stories, like comment on each other's posts, like those things. We were always very friendly, but weren't really like besties anymore. And didn't really know each other as adults. Like hadn't really known each other since like middle school, you know? And then literally, I shit you not, like this year, for one of my New Year's resolutions was to reconnect with Becca. And then literally like a week later, she randomly texted me and she's like, "Hey, like I know you're moving up to New York like permanently, like can I come stay with you? Like I really need to get out of," she lives in Charleston. She was like, "I really need to get out of Charleston for a little bit. Like can I come stay with you?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude." And we literally like shared a bed for the first time since probably the 8th grade. And she like got to see the city and fell in love with it, and we literally like picked up right back where we left off, and it was so amazing. And she is such an incredible person, and she's thinking about moving up here, and I think she totally should, because I just think she would thrive here. And anyway, all of that to say is like she's an amazing artist, and she does like every kind of medium. I think her really big thing is like ceramics, but and like building them from scratch, like not just painting, building. And she also just she does portrait work. I think she works with like every kind of medium. She did this really cool senior thesis where it was like all like print on tiles. It was so cool. Anyway, I brought all of that up to say that like when we went pottery painting, like she's an artist. Like she will just look at something and like think of something from scratch to make. And she made this really cute bowl for her cat, Petunia. Um and me, like I have to go on Pinterest and like copy someone. So I'm not creative. Like I'm good at it. My plate turned out good, but like I copied it. Like I'm not like an artist in terms of like that kind of art. Patsy's come down to say hey. She was at the window. Hey Patsy. Yeah, I'm talking to my friends. What? Anyway, I don't really know why I brought any of that up. But if you're someone, okay. Hey. Okay, I'm just gonna move you. I'm gonna move you. Sorry about that, guys. She just wanted to say hey, I guess. And there she goes, back on her heated blanket. Um, I don't really know why I brought any of that up, but I think the point I was trying to make is like if you're a creative person, you should also have a creative hobby that's not what you're trying to make money off of. I don't know if you've got that from the like 15 times I just said that in the last 10 minutes, but that's my opinion on that. So that's what I do as my creative hobby, is just any kind of crafting stuff. I also like to bake, but I don't get to do it as much in my current apartment. We won't discuss my living situation right now, but it's a little tedious. But I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here, so I'm not complaining. I have a roof over my head. I live with my cat. I'm living a blessed life. Anyway, um, what else is there to say about me? I like to bake. I do enjoy cooking, though I'm not great at it, but I do like it. Um, I love shopping. I have no money to shop, but I love shopping. I had a dream last night that I went shopping and like had a shopping spree, and it was great. And then I woke up and I was like, wow, to have money would be great. Yeah, I think those are like my main hobbies. Amberlyn Reed on my TV is cracking me up. Amberlyn Reed is a big internet rabbit hole that I've been invested in since like I think I started watching her in like 2018, a long time ago. Um yeah, what else should we talk about? There was so much stuff. Oh, music. So, okay, yeah, let's talk about my career actually, cuz enough about you guys. Let's talk about me. Um anyway, so my career started my want for my career the career I'm chasing started when I was 7 years old. Probably actually earlier than that. Probably when I was like 5. My mother, Santa, in my stocking got me The Sound of Music and Annie on DVD. And I watched those and I was like, oh my gosh, I love singing, I love acting, I love musical theater. And then when I was 7, I was in my first ever show. Shout out to the Children's Theater of South Carolina. They cast me as a mouse in a production of Cinderella and literally changed my life, and which is so dramatic, but like it was when I was like, oh, this is like I want to do this, like I'm gonna do this. And then I like literally from then on out I was like, no, I'm gonna grow up and be an actor, and I'm gonna be a performer and a singer and an artist. And that has never changed. There's never really been a time in my life where that's not what I wanted. Since then, there has been a couple times in my life where I had considered backup options when shit got tough, but I kind of refuse to do that now, even though shit's tough. um, but I just like I don't want a plan B, and I don't need a plan B. There's only plan A. It's plan A or death. Not really, but like, but not really, but like. Anyway, don't read into that. So yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be an actor, and I was like, when I was a kid, I was like, sorry, my Bucky shirt is like, it's like really oversized and like worn in and loose and just like I mean, it's like literally a moo, so it's just like falling all over the place. But anyway, I know you don't care, but so yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be an actor. And from a very young age, I was like, I want to go to Juilliard. I want to go live in New York. I want to do this and this and this. I didn't really want to go to college, but then when I was like, I guess I need to go to college so I can learn more so I can become an actor, I was like, I'll go study acting. And I went to school I went to. I have auditioned for Juilliard 3 times and been rejected all 3 times. And that's just that's just not my path in this life, and that's okay. I've made peace with that, but it has sucked every rejection. Um, but nonetheless, and yeah, so I actually was more of a singer when I was a kid, and then I people always said to me that my voice was unique, but they never said good, and so and people do still say that to me. People do still say like, "Oh, you have such a unique voice." And every time I just think about when I was a kid and people said that to me, I thought that that was just them not knowing how to say I was bad, like not knowing how to tell a kid that you're bad. Because also when I was a kid, people would say that about the way I looked, and I knew that I wasn't like a pretty kid. They would be like, "Oh, you're just so like unique looking," and I was like, "Just say I'm a fucking uggo and call it a day." um, so when people would say I sounded unique, I always thought it meant I sounded bad. And actually, in the 6th grade, I took a chorus class, and it like fucking traumatized me because in front of the whole class, the teacher, Miss Rhodes, she told me I couldn't sing, and that was really embarrassing. And I was like the only one who didn't get into. There was like a there was a choir you had to audition for in that middle school, but then like I was in the one that was like just the class you could take, and I think it must have been like the after school choir or something. I auditioned for it and I was the only one that didn't get in, and so that like traumatized me, and I was like, I guess I can't sing, so I guess I'll just be an actor. And then I sung a little bit through high school. I ended up taking vocal lessons for like a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe more, maybe 2 years. It was like 8th and 9th grade. And then I had to stop because we couldn't afford it. Like my parents just couldn't afford it anymore. And I started kind of trying to teach myself how to sing through high school. And then my senior year of high school, when I was auditioning for colleges and all that stuff, if you're familiar, you know, I was looking at BFA programs in musical theater. And I didn't get past pre-screens for any of them. I didn't get which if you don't know what pre-screens are, it's basically like you would film yourself singing or doing a monologue or sometimes dancing, and then you submit them, and then that's when they decide, like, okay, you can come in for an in-person audition. So it's kind of like a pre-audition, but it's not in person. And so I didn't get past any of them. So then I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just stick to acting. Like, maybe that's just God telling me I just need to be an actor. And I love acting. Like, acting, storytelling is what I want to do. And I think I didn't know how to name that for a long time. So I was just like, I guess that's acting. So I'll just go do acting. And I ended up my senior year reapplying to the schools I had been rejected from, but applying for the acting program instead. And I got through all of the pre-screens, and I got to final round callbacks for PACE and DePaul, which are very big BFA acting programs. And then Juilliard, I didn't, like, Juilliard doesn't have a pre-screen, you just go audition in person. And I didn't get past the first audition, which I wasn't expecting to, by the way. But anyway, even though I really wanted to, I still sometimes think about that school and I'm like, wow, that would have been so. I just found a recipe in my chair. I'm just gonna put it back because I don't, that's weird. Anyway, there was like a piece of paper sticking out. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What was I saying? Oh, I got through final round callbacks for DePaul and PACE, and they got cut. So my senior year of high school, I didn't get in anywhere. So then I was really like, I guess I just need to be an actor, and I don't know, whatever. I ended up the year after that getting into the school I went to, and that's where I went. And I don't regret it, but it was a really hard time in my life. I had a couple of really amazing people that helped me get through that. But it was rough. And yeah, and then my senior year, I kind of infiltrated the musical theater program. I went for acting. I don't know if I said that, obviously, but I don't know if I said that. And then I was like, oh, I actually don't think I'm that bad of a singer. Like, I think I'm okay. And I did a musical theater thesis, which was so lovely, and with some of my best friends. And then I remember one of my classmates came up to me after that, and they were like, Grace, like, you should really consider recording music and like putting out an album. And I was like, there's no way, because I don't write. I don't play any instruments. I barely read music. I like can't sight sing. I can like follow along, but I'm not like, I don't know, like music theory and stuff like that. Like I can't sight read, which is something I do recognize and want to get better about. But I was like, I can't play any instruments. I can't do like kind of singer-songwriter thing. Like, I don't know how to do any of that. And I don't know how to record anything. I mean, I just told you guys that the reason I have like 5 videos that I have filmed and haven't uploaded over the last year is because I don't have the patience to edit. Like, do you think I have the patience to mix and master an album? No. No, I don't. I do. My ADHD is not built for that. Trust. And I was like, I just don't think that's for me, but I do love musical theater. I do love acting. So I'm gonna go pursue that. And then after college, I stayed at home for a little bit. I was working, all that stuff. And then I got to do this really wonderful show in North Carolina with a good friend of mine that lives up here. And she is a really fabulous musician. Her name is Rebecca. The former friend I was talking about was Becca, so it's kind of confusing, but this is a new friend called Rebecca. And she plays like every instrument. I told you guys I'm friends with like the most talented people in New York City. And she plays literally everything. And she's a genius. And she is a fabulous, fabulous country music player, folk player, bluegrass. Like, she's just incredible. And we would do little music jams together. And then I was like, I actually maybe could do this. Like, maybe I could do music. And we've been working on some stuff, and we've been working with some people. And that's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to jinx any of it. But some of that stuff might be happening soon, and that's really exciting. And yeah, and I'm a little, in terms of acting this year, last year, so 2025, I submitted over 150 auditions. And I got 2 jobs, and both of those jobs were. Oh, hey, Patsy. Did you want to say something? But both of the jobs I booked were just through people I knew. Like, I didn't really have to audition for them. And so this year, in part because I want to focus on music, and that was a very exhausting thing to do, to submit that many things. And then since the 2 jobs I booked didn't even have anything to do with those 150 submissions, this year I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna kill myself submitting that many things for shows I don't even really want to do, and jobs that don't pay well and aren't great. And like, why would I do that? So I'm not. I am submitting for things. I really want to go to in-person auditions here, but it's so hard right now just because everything is like agent only, appointment only. I really want an agent, but oh, Patsy just pet my hello, little girl. Hello. I really want to get an agent or like a manager, but the ones I've applied to haven't gotten back to me. So now I'm just doing this because I gotta do fucking something. Um, so yeah. And I can't get a fucking job, like an actual job. I mean, I can't get an acting job either, but like just like regular day job shit. Like, I've applied for barista jobs, bartending, barista, waitress, retail. I've applied to work at Planet Fitness and YMCA. I've applied to work at Macy's. I've applied to work at Walgreens. I've applied to work at Dollar General. I've applied to work at Free People and like, so like front desk jobs at dentist office and at a massage place. Like, I've applied to so much stuff and haven't gotten anything back, and I don't know why, other than maybe I'm really not doing enough and it's me, but I think it might be that God or the universe is telling me that I shouldn't do those things, and is telling me that maybe I should do this. Maybe I should focus on music, or maybe, like, I don't have to worry about those things right now. And I don't have to, focus on that. I can just focus on the artwork that I'm trying to make. And I am staying busy, even though I'm unemployed. Like, I do a lot of stuff. I see a lot of people. I have a lot of really creative friends that I'm collaborating with and working with. I'm not getting paid. And I hope that those things pay off. And I hope that I'm not here on a whim. But I have like an unbridled amount of confidence in myself. And if you'll know, this time last year, I recorded a video very similar to this, and it's on my YouTube channel. And I was like panicking to my to my computer and was like, I'm so insecure. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know why I'm here. I feel really miserable. I feel really vulnerable. I feel like I made a mistake. I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel very alone. Like, and I don't feel any of that. And my life has changed in a lot of ways. I've gone through a breakup since then. I've moved. I have worked 2 acting jobs. But I haven't like become famous or anything. Like, I'm still like a struggling actor and a struggling artist. And yet I don't have those feelings anymore. I don't feel alone. I am surrounded by people that I love. I am rich in friends. I'm the brokest I've ever been in my life in terms of like actual money. I have none of it. And I have racked up some insane credit card debt that's very stressful and does keep me awake at night. But I'm rich in friends. Patsy's patting my head. And I just I feel very confident in myself. And I have no reason to feel that way. Like, I have no reason. I just told you I haven't been able to book a single acting job since being here. And I've been here for almost 2 months. But, like, I just really believe that, like, I'm gonna get what I want out of life. And I want my friends to succeed too. And I want to succeed so that I can help them succeed. And I want to be able to, like, take my mom to fucking Paris one day. And I want to be able to, like, pay for me and my siblings to go to Disney World. And I want to be able to give back to people. And I don't know, I really believe in myself, and that's probably very naive and cut to me in like 5 years and I'm like on the side of the road or something, but maybe you'll cut to me in 5 years and I'll be like really doing some shit, and like maybe I'll be accepting awards and living my absolute best life. But I don't know, I just yeah, I have a lot of dreams and I want to chase them all. I have a bucket list, like a career bucket list. I'm not going to share any of that with you until like after I complete something. I'll tell you that it was on my bucket list, but I don't want to jinx anything, and I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, because I'm going to do all those things and they're really cool. Anyway. Yeah. So what else can we talk about? Probably so much. Patsy scared the shit out of me this week. She was sick and I had to take her to the vet and get myself into even more credit card debt than I was already in because I have no money in my bank account. And she has an infection of some kind, they think, so she's on antibiotics, but it was very scary. She was like hiding for 3 days and wasn't eating. I was literally like spoon feeding her meat flavored baby food. She was under the chair that you guys are sitting on right now, like underneath it, like against the corner. And I had to lay on my stomach right here and take a scoop of chicken flavored baby food and like hold it out so she would lick it off. And then I would take another scoop and like put it back in. And because I was so scared she was going to starve, because if cats don't eat for like 2 days, they can get like a fatty liver disease or something that like will kill them. And so I was terrified that she was starving. And also like the baby food like helps with hydration and stuff. But yeah, it was so scary. And yeah, so but she's fine now. She literally like, we went to the vet on Tuesday, today is Saturday, and literally like she 180'd like 2 hours after we got back from the vet. She was just like incredible. They gave her like an anti-nausea thing, and actually it was very sweet. They didn't charge me for a lot of it, because they could see me freaking out about the money, and that was very nice of them. Shout out to Bond Vet in Queens. So yeah, but she scared the shit out of me, but she's doing so much better. She hates her antibiotic. I have to give it to her, like, it's like a liquid that she has to eat, and I have to like use a syringe and put it in her mouth. But she hates it, but she's getting a lot better at it. She's like, she lets me do it, and she doesn't throw it up. I was really worried she was gonna like throw it up, but I've actually never seen her vomit. I've had her for 3 years and I've never seen her vomit. Diva. Yeah. So I'm trying to think if there's other things I want to talk about today, or if that's it. That might be it, because it's been like 40 minutes. And maybe I'll do this again. Maybe I'll do this every night. It probably won't be that way forever, but like maybe I'll start out that way, because it is nice to kind of just like talk about my day or talk about my life. Even though I guess this episode was more about like who I am as a person. I'm trying to think of other things I should tell you. My favorite color is yellow. My favorite food is sushi. My favorite animal are bears, specifically panda bears. My favorite movie is Fried Green Tomatoes and The Goonies, but Fried Green Tomatoes is first. Actually, my Letterboxd top 4, which when I'm on a red carpet one day and Letterboxd asks me, this is my answer I'm gonna give to them, and you guys can quote me on it. You'll make an edit of it one day. Fried Green Tomatoes, The Goonies. The last two change. I rotate these. Right now, they are. Oh shit! What are they right now? Right now, the last two are Little Miss Sunshine and fuck. What's the third one? Or the fourth one? Sometimes it's Erin Brockovich. Sometimes it's Every Little Step. Sometimes it's the 2017 version. Sometimes it's the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. That actually might be what it is right now. Actually, let me check. I know you guys like really care, so I just want to make sure that I check. Oh, Sound of Music. Duh. What the fuck? Yeah, Sound of Music. So this is my Letterboxd top 4 right now. That's my Letterboxd if you want to follow it. I don't really watch a lot of movies, but I'm like, I really just tend to rewatch the same stuff over and over again because it's very comforting. Like TV shows, which, speaking of which, my favorite TV show ever is Adventure Time. My other favorites include, like, any kind of cartoon. Bob's Burgers is a big one. SpongeBob, like the first five seasons. I love the show Yellow Jackets, and it's like my mission in life to make every single person I know watch that show. Love that show. Oh, like Supernatural was my favorite when I was like in middle school, and it's still a classic. But Adventure Time is my favorite ever. I've gotten really into documentaries recently. Some of my favorites that I've watched recently are, well, The Love Has Won documentary about, I guess that's the name of the cult. Love Has Won. It's about like that woman who like literally turned blue because she was drinking colloidal silver. That one was crazy. It's on Hulu. Yeah, my favorite candy is the strawberry Sour Patch Kids. That's a newer discovery, but those are so good. Those are so good. I love. Oh, chocolate wise, my favorite chocolate is the Ritter Sport crisp one. It has like potato chips in it. It's so good. I don't know. I'm just telling you guys my favorite things. My favorite song ever is Your Song by Elton John. Hello, Patsy. Do you want your belly rubbed? She loves her belly rubbed. Okay, well, she bit me, so maybe not. Um, yeah, I love Your Song by Elton John. I also love the song Vincent by Don McLean. If you don't know, Don McLean he's most famous for writing American Pie, but that whole album, the American Pie album, is so good. And Vincent is so good. I also love the song Lilac Wine, the Jeff Buckley and the Nina Simone version. I might be recording that soon. But you didn't hear that from me. I'm an older sister. I have a younger sister who's 20 and a younger brother who's 18. He's about to graduate high school. And I don't really know what else there is to say. My hair is wet. It looks like I'm balding, but it's just wet. Or maybe I am balding. Time will tell. I've been listening to a lot of Jesse Wells recently. If you don't know Jesse Wells, he's a like a folk singer. I think he lives in, oh, actually I don't know what state, but he lives in the Appalachian South somewhere, and he writes protest folk music, and it's amazing. All of his songs are so good. They've gone viral a couple of times on TikTok, but yeah, he's wonderful, and I would love to sing some of his music one day. I'm trying to teach myself how to play guitar, but it's hard, guys. It's so hard, and I just don't have the patience. I also really, really want to learn how to play harmonica. Like, I really, really want to learn how to play, but that's also hard too. And I don't have a full size harmonica. I do, however, have a harmonica necklace. And what's crazy about it is that I had one in college. I bought one in Asheville and then lost it for years, couldn't find it, was so heartbroken about it. And then I was like shopping around like a month ago um, in the East Village, and I found, I don't remember where, but some little store had a harmonica necklace just like the one I had lost. So I bought it, and now I have another one. Um, oh, I love antiquing and thrifting. That is something I miss about the South. There's a lot of things I miss about the South, even though I love New York and I never want to move. But one thing I miss about the South is the antiquing and the thrifting. It's so good down there. It's like it doesn't compare. It does not compare. Um, I like I like to collect things. I have a magnet collection. I also really want to collect those little PHB trinket boxes. I have one that I literally got when I was like 10 years old at an antique store in Missouri. And I just have I've never been able to find them like in the wild, in the wild, but like at antique stores and thrift stores. I've never been able to find one in person, but there's a ton on like eBay and Mercari and Etsy, and I really want to start like actually collecting them. So I think I might do that. I think I might try to like buy myself one like for like big events or like to celebrate certain milestones in my life. So maybe I'll get to do that soon. Who knows? Um yeah. Patsy's just like staring at me. Also, ignore my messy bed. It's kind of pitiful, but I really need to clean my sheets too. It's pretty gross. Um, yeah. I guess I'm just gonna end it. End it. Not like my life, but like the vlog or the video. If you stuck around this long, girl, kudos to you because it's been a minute. And I don't know if this might be so dumb to even like do this kind of content, but I just like I don't know. I mean, I would sit down and watch. I mean, I'm literally watching like Amberlynn Reid clips that I've seen a million times right now. So I would watch anything, I guess. But like I just hope maybe this would help someone not feel alone. Like if they could just sit down and like listen to me yap at them for 50 minutes, they'll feel like they're talking to someone. I don't know. Or maybe I just need an outlet to talk, which is really what it is. But yeah, this is I'm gonna maybe do this, and I think this would be great for me. I can just record them and then like immediately post them on YouTube, and probably in the future, like this one was definitely like rocky just because it's literally me talking at nothing. But maybe I'll like come up with like a list of things to talk about per each video. So yeah, um, I guess this is episode 1. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, so we'll see. But yeah, love you guys. Talk to you later.